Surprise questions.
Yeah, some surprise questions. So I'm Joy, and I've been living in Thailand for almost 14 years now, since I was 16 years old. So I know what I'm talking about, but I have someone who's been here for how long?
A little bit longer, about 24.
That is insane.
Yeah, but I came when I was 26, so I think you came here when you're 14. You definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I'm here with OG, okay? He definitely knows what he's talking about, especially when it comes to the advisory and legal sector worldwide, really. But specifically, we're going to be talking about Thailand today and have some questions from y'all, because y'all slid in the DMs and said, listen, Joy, I need your help. So we're gonna get the information straight from Cleveland. He has Br'er Rabbit Legal Advisory. And so let's get into the questions. Let's get into it. Can you fully own a business here as a foreigner? And what are the qualifications to have 100% ownership?
Okay, right. So when you say ownership, it can mean a few things. Control and then shareholder status. So yes on both parts, right? As a foreigner, you can fully control the company as far as being a director, deciding what it does, and you can own 100% of the shares. But generally owning 100% of the shares is a lot harder than having effective control. In order to have 100% of the shares, you're going to need a promotion, right? And there's a variety of different types of promotions, but the most common are going to be a BOI promotion, like a Board of Investment promotion, which the government gives out depending on what sort of business sector you're going to be investing in, especially if you're going to be doing something that adds jobs or manufacturing or is a benefit to the Thai people. You go through that process, which we can help you with here, and you're then able to own 100% of the business. Another one is 100% of shares, 100% of business. Another one is Treaty of Amity. Mm-hmm. Treaty of Amity is one that's special for U.S. citizens. And under that promotion, again, it allows American citizens or American entities, you have an American company, own 100% of the shares for that company. There are some other ones too, like for example, Japanese have a similar one depending on the nature of the business that they do. They can own up to 100% of the shares as well, just depends.
Okay, awesome. So basically, to answer your question, yes, it is possible for you to own your business here 100%. And there are a few different avenues.
Yeah, there's a few caveats.
Yeah.
But even if you don't own 100% of the shares, it doesn't necessarily mean you can't control your business and effectively determine what it does and manage the finances and that sort of thing. It just requires a little bit more finesse and structure from the ground up.
Okay, all right, awesome. In Thailand, there are a few different jobs and businesses that we can now open as foreigners. Is the medical sector one of them? Can I, as a foreigner, get a job in the medical field? Can I, as a foreigner, open my own, let's say, physiotherapy center, massage parlor, things of that nature?
Right. So generally, yes. Yes, you can. Right. Unless you are doing the hands-on itself, right? Okay. It may require an FBL, like a foreign business license, or if you have a Treaty of Amity promotion or another one, you might need a FBC, like a foreign business certificate. But and generally speaking, yes, you most certainly can. Okay. And it's a popular one.
Okay, awesome. All right, so shout out to Gaz with a triple, actually quadruple Z. Okay, because he asked a lot of Z's. Asked that question, and that kind of actually leads me into another question. How long does it take to get your foreign business license approved?
Yeah. So FBL is I'm gonna say it's difficult, but I would be misleading if I said it's no problem, I'll be done in a few weeks. No, it's tedious. It's tedious, and it takes time, and it takes a document set that's presented correctly and with the full set of information that the government's going to require and want to see, and it has a lot of details that are somewhat unique to each application, because a foreign business license isn't the same for each category, right? And they can take anywhere from a month to say 8 weeks, right? Even 3, depending on the completeness of the application.
Okay. All right. So it does take a bit of time. Get the FBL, depending on your company, work permit, all of that. Like from start to finish, how long does it take to open your company here in Thailand?
Well, the company itself, just a company itself, really doesn't take that long.
Okay.
Right? It's how it's set up, right? It takes a while. So if you're just setting up a company and you already have everything that's required, you already have the location that you want to rent, you have whatever employees that you want to hire. If in this particular case you have your Thai business partners, if you have the capital, right?
Yeah, that's important
because,
now.
Because there's interesting caveats about that too, about registered capital and paid up capital. And if you're a foreigner and you are a director and shareholder on the company documentation from the beginning, from the founding, as opposed to later on, which is something a lot of people opt to do, then your Thai shareholder is going to need to show they have 51% or whatever their percentage holdings of it is in the bank as well.
Okay.
So if you're looking to get a work permit, right, tied to that, so that's a minimum of 2 million baht capital for the company. They're going to need to show just over $1 million, right? So it just depends on how it's formed, and also, are you going to have what sort of share structure you're going to have? Is it going to be preferred share, structure, or just common share structure, a mix of both? Those things take time.
Yeah.
So generally speaking, right, consider a good month, maybe 5 weeks, maybe 5-6 weeks, depending on all the additional licenses and adjustments to the Memorandum Article Association, whether or not you're going to need a work permit or visa, VAT filing, that sort of thing.
Okay. Well, we have one question from Toya. Shout out to Toya. Does your firm, or can you help with accounting?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. So we can handle the entirety of most companies' accounting. So you have to do your monthly filing, you have to do your yearly audits. We can take care of that in-house, right? And we have a partner we work for the CPA, so for the yearly audit. But that's pretty much transparent. We take care of that and make sure you're invoiced in one place and handle your questions. Yeah.
That's good, because I know accounting it's a lot.
It's so fun. It's so fun.
Yeah.
No, we help you.
Yeah. Okay. So let's. I'm gonna close it out with some tips. Like, do you have any tips that you can give to those? Most of my viewers are in America, and they want to come over to Thailand. They're really not sure how to start or where to start when it comes to opening a business. Do you have any tips on maybe the best businesses to get started here, or maybe the top 5 things you need before you get to Thailand thinking you're gonna open a business in a month?
Yeah. Okay. So really and truly, what's the best business to open up here? There's no real clear answer for that. As far as things you should keep in mind, Thailand has a low barrier to entry when it comes to financials, right? So a low fiscal barrier to entry. It doesn't cost much to set up here in comparison to the States, okay? So you can rent office space, you can rent retail space, relatively inexpensive. Labor, ridiculously cheap. I think the minimum wage is something like $10 a day.
Wow.
A day, right? And you can get skilled labor, again, relatively inexpensively. The thing is, people get excited about that, right? And then a common mistake, rather, they get excited about that and they don't realize that not only is it a low fiscal barrier to entry, however, the same applies to the revenue generation. Businesses here generally don't generate the type of revenue that you might be anticipating, and not everything is equally as inexpensive, right? It's hard to explain. It's a good cost of living, but there are some things that you're going to spend more for, and whereas a lot of things you'll spend less. And depending on your lifestyle, this could work for you or it can't. And a lot of people come in here and think they want to start a business without knowing if this is really the place for them to live. So
Yeah.
I would say first thing you need to have is a commitment, right, of actually wanting to live here in Thailand for an extended period of time, right?
Yeah.
And by doing that, you need to spend time out here to see if it's for you, and not just in one city either. I'd say a good 6 months. I would not come here and think about setting up a business until you've lived here for 6 months. Everybody's thrown. We're certainly not going to kick you out, the door if you come here the first month and you want to set up a business. But I would tell you, you're probably doing yourself a disservice, and you're definitely going to get more value for your money if you spend time and you're sure this is what you want to do, and you have a better idea of how and where you want to do it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you so much. So how can people find you?
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Instagram, Br'er Rabbit Advisory, BRER Rabbit Advisory. I like rabbits.
And I'll make sure to put the information as well. We're gonna get him to get on some lives, some Q&As, and really get him out speaking to you in real time, because I know that's important, and I know you want to hear from him directly. So yeah, we're gonna get him out there, don't worry. Thank y'all for tuning in to another video. We appreciate you. Don't forget to check out Br'er Rabbit. Bye.
See ya.